Look here, this is called peaches and cream corn that preacher brought in today. The Lord has really blessed us with a great garden this summer, and the noise in here is my daughter's canning green beans on the other side of the kitchen. We're just got several projects going on, but here it is. Isn't this beautiful corn? Right here, he's just cutting off the top layer, a little top layer of the corn, and then go back and juice one, preacher, so we can see. Busy day around here today. Okay, are they getting to see the juice come out of one? I don't see it.
That's the juice out of it.
Yeah.
That makes it real creamy.
Yeah, cream corn's what we're shooting for right here. I've got it cocked in this bundt pan, cake bundt pan to hold it for me. To me, it's easier. I have seen a trick on YouTube where they just run it all the way through this thing. People that's strong enough run it through this hole and it actually strips the corn off. Y'all might want to try that. But anyway, I'm just barely getting the corn off because I want the juice. This one's yeah. Then I'm gonna go back. See this part right here? That's what I want to get off of it. It's the juice. I just heard my mom preaching, Joan, go back and scrape the cob. Go back and scrape the cob. If you want whole kernel corn, you just go deeper with your cut. You don't have to go back and milk it. You won't have no milk left. But some people like the thicker. We like the more of the cream style corn. This is going to be so good. So we hadn't done anything to it yet, but just cut it off the cob. And then what I told you, we milked it or got all the juice off the cob. I got some hot, clean jars, and I'm just going to put my fresh corn down in it. I'm guessing it's going to take about 1.5 cups. This is a 1/2 cup measure. What you do, you just fill it up to that rim that I tell y'all about all the time. Oh, that looks good. Let me show you that one. See it? Look at all that milky stuff that's in there with it. I'm going to do about 4 jars, and then I won't hold up your time. I'll do the rest of them. We'll come back on here and I'll show you how I can it. But anyway, all I'm doing is filling it up to that 1-inch rim with my corn. It surely is pretty. This is I don't know if you can tell it on there. It's real pretty yellow. Real pretty. Whenever I get the amount of corn I want in here, I'm going to put the rest, some hot water on it up to that 1-inch marker that every jar has, which is that bottom rim if you're looking down from the top. I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of salt. No iodine in my salt, okay? 1/2 teaspoon if it's a pint. A teaspoon if it's a quart. Now, I don't like to can quarts. I think it turns out too dry because you have to run it 75 minutes. And these I'm going to pressure can for 55 minutes. That's plenty long enough. Alright. Now I need to dip some water out of here. Over into my corn. Alright. So full of corn, you can't get a whole lot of water in it. I'm going to debubble it. Everything you can, you have to get the air bubbles out. It's called debubbling. So I'm just going all the way around it, some in the middle, stirring it around, debubbling. It also stirs up my salt a little bit. You don't have to put salt in this. It's everybody's preference. That ring down here, see that ring? Can you zero in on that? Right there, that bottom ring. That's what I'm calling the 1-inch headspace. That's where I'm trying to keep my corn from. 2. Alright. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Don't get me paper towel. You can use clean cloth, whatever you got. Dip it in some vinegar. As always, no matter what we can, we're going to clean our jars. All the way around. With vinegar cloth. Okay, like I said, I was only going to do 4. You can see with this big pan, I've got a lot more to go. Whoopsie! Hot, hot, hot. I'll just cock him there for just a minute while I get the rest of them. We're about tired around here today. We've made 2 tomato pies, canned 21 quarts of green beans, and now we're working on this corn. Oh, but my goodness, this winter, all this stuff's going to be so good. I'm setting my wool nilly seals on here. And I'm just turning it finger tight. Okay? Whoops. How many more of them I need? 3? Okay. Oh, it's hot. We used to have a cheer. It's hot in here. Devil must be in the atmosphere. Man, we thought we was something we was cheering. Saying that. I love to remember stuff. Alright. There's that one. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Oh wow. Preacher, this is beautiful. Oh, he don't go on there. Alright, I'm gonna move that. Look at that. That's all I'm really done. Filled my corn up, put some water up to that 1-inch space, put a half a teaspoonful of salt in there, no iodine. Washed my jar rims, put the, I call it the seal and the ring on it, and I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll get back with you. We'll can it up. I wound up needing to double stack them because I had more than I thought I did. If you want to look over in here, there's 9 on the bottom. Let's see. Whew. 2, 4, 6, 8. 9 and 8's what, preacher? 17? I wound up with 17 pints of corn that I'm going to pressure can for 55 minutes. And let me check my notes to make sure I'm telling you right on the... No, it's 85. 85 if you don't do quarts, but I don't like how quarts turn out, so I don't advise canning quarts of corn. I'd rather go with pints, just open you up 2 jars if you need more, because it's just too long. 55 minutes is what these are going to can on 10 pounds of pressure. But right now, I've got 3 quarts of water in the bottom of this. It's just kind of standard really across the board. You always put 3 quarts of water in the bottom. I've got about, 2 or 3 tablespoons of vinegar up to maybe 1/4 of a cup poured in here. Helps with the clouding of the jars, especially if you got like iron water. And then I had hot jars for this, but my corn was just fresh cuts, what it was, and we put some hot water over it. You saw me do that. Now I've got them double stacked in here, and I'm ready to put the lid on the canner. You always look at it, make sure this little thing's working good. This little emergency valve back here is pliable, it's not stuck. Look through this hole, make sure you can see the light, because you don't want it stopped up. That's where the steam comes out, okay? And then see if your 10 pound or your gauge is sitting on here good and tight, and it is. Very good. Screws tight. All right. Now I'm just going, it's just set down on the right place. That's odd. Sometimes I struggle with that. Hear it? And then I'm just going to turn it. It tells you it's got arrows on here. Turning it to lock. Okay. Now I'm going to turn my heat up almost to high to get it boiling good in here. Steam will start coming out this vent right here. And when it does, well, I'm going to make sure that my safety lock has popped up, okay? And then I'm going to let this air run for 10 minutes. Then I'll put my 10 pound pressure on it, because where I live, above the elevation sea level, you got to check that. Everything gets canned on 10 pounds of pressure. Where you live, it may be 15, okay? So you need to check that before you start off. Most people's is 10. Anyway, I can hear it getting real hot in there. It's got to come a big, thick steam coming out of here. And then I'll set me a clock for 10 minutes, let it run a good 10 minutes. And then I'll put the lid on it. I'll watch this pressure hickey come up to 10. Once it hits 10, I'll set my clock on 55 minutes. I'll tell you people, there is nothing to it. It really is easy. These canners now are real safe. You just follow the instructions. It's nothing to it. Y'all see that steam coming out real strong right there. Well, it's got to go 10 minutes before I put my little 10 pound weight on it. Got to make sure it vents really good, builds up pressure in there. And then I got to wait on this little nozzle right here to pop up. That lets me know my canner's locked, okay? He's a bubbling real good, so it won't be long till he'll pop up and he'll be locked, okay? Can y'all see that? It's been 10 minutes, and I'm going to put my 10 pound weight on it. Hear it? Right there. Some people call it the jiggler. And then my little button here, see how it popped up? Lets me know my canner's all locked down, sealed good. Now, on this particular canner, I'm going to wait for this dial to go up to 10 pounds. And when it reaches 10 pounds, if it even tries to go over, this thing's going to jiggle, see? Because it's a 10-pound lock. It's a 10-pound weight. So anyway, I'm waiting on that thing now to go up to 10 pounds, and I'll start my clock at that minute when it reaches 10 pounds on 55 minutes of pressure canning for the pints of corn. Like I said, I don't like quarts, but if you choose to do them, that's 85 minutes. Alrighty. Alright, you see my pressure gauge is on 10. See how that's begun to start rocking a little bit? Let me know, hey, 10 pounds right here has hit the limit. Kind of a double check on this right here. I'm turning my temperature down to where I know medium heat's what I'm turning it down to. Because I don't want this to just go wild right here, but just a little bit of rocking. Then I'll set my clock on 55 minutes. And when I get through that, it'll be done. If this gets to rocking too much, that means you might need to turn your heat down just a little bit. Okay? But I pretty well know where to set mine, but you'll learn that as you go do it a few times. Okay, they went 55 minutes, and I cut the stove off, and then that 10-pound pressure here, it starts going down to 0. It's got to be on 0 before you can pull this 10-pound off. And then I let them sit here another 30 or 40 minutes to completely cool down, okay? Then I just opened up my canner, let the steam go off of that. It gets in your face. And now I'm just gonna pull them out. Let me turn this light on. Double me a towel to put here, and then I'm gonna put a towel on top of them. That way I can hear them already popping. I don't know if you heard that, but sometimes the house is so cool with air conditioning running, it's too much of a shock to come out of that real hot canner than sit here on the counter unprotected. So I'm gonna put a towel over them. Oh, I hear that. I love that sound. Let them sit all night covered, and then in the morning they'll be cooled down, and then I'll wash all my jars, take the rings off and wash them off good, and then I'll write the dates on, and then I'll just take them, put them up after they've completely cooled down, washed down, and the rings removed and everything. But right now I'm just gonna cover them up, and I think they're so pretty. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I mean, just so pretty. See? Got plenty of juice in them, plenty of juice. But anyway, I'm so thankful for this wonderful corn crop that Preacher's worked real hard to raise, so I'm working real hard to can it. Alrighty. I appreciate it if y'all would like and subscribe, hit a thumbs up, and comment to me how you can your corn or how you freeze it or whatever. And I just love all my viewers. So many of y'all are writing me, and we're having little conversations about stuff, but we're getting to know so many people. But anyway, today we canned our corn right here at Home with Miss Joan. At home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, Preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me, somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Joan. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?